What's going on, guys? JP Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And for today's matchup, we have an Adventures Pranks versus an Invoked Shaddoll with me as the prankster going first. Now, as you guys know, the season reset just hit. That means everyone who was in Diamond 5 or up previously on the last season, they get pushed back down to Platinum 5. So no matter which rank you were at, Diamond 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you get pushed back down to Platinum 5, and that makes it for some extremely interesting gameplay and replays to happen in which your opponent either they play an extremely oppressive deck and they know how to play the deck and you either win the coin toss and win the game, or you bump into an opponent that has no idea how to play the game or their deck, or even use their hand traps in an efficient manner, and you could play around circles with them and win the game. So this is one such game I'm bringing to you guys today. I do my full one card combo with our prank kids, and yes, before I go further into the game, prank kids have fallen out of the whole meta because of the major nerf on the Meowmoo being at 1 and the semi nerf on the Enchantress, limiting Enchantress to 1, which does hit prank kids. But I am still here. I will still be showcasing games to you guys in which I will be beating meta decks and climbing to Diamond 1 with prank kids as well. I am taking in several cards that help me out this meta as well. So if you guys want to see a decklist video, I do have a decklist video up and you guys can look at that. So on with the game. I get the pranks recycle, we draw into a Griffin. Opponent's draw phase, we activate Bow Wow Bark, we pop itself, and we target the 2 cards we need for the Butler combo in our graveyard, which are, in this case, our Dropsies and Lamsies. Add them to our hand. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, or new to Prankies in general, or new to Master Duel, what I suggest you guys do is always have the activation on your opponent's turn, because if you have any hand traps or something else you want to activate on a specific card or during standby phase or during the draw phase before your opponent starts a chain themselves. So that is extremely important for prank kids, because you want to get the Bow Wow Bark activation during draw or standby phase, because in main phase the priority is on your opponent before you could even do anything, and they have a bunch of ways to out the Bow Wow in main phase compared to draw or standby phase. So we pop the Bow Wow, we target the 2 cards we need for the Butler combo, add them to our hand. That means we have our Butler combo online. Now, when I said to you guys, you get some extremely interesting games where either your opponent will be having all the knowledge they need for the game and their deck, or they'll be misplaying pretty hard. This is an example of the opponent misplaying pretty hard. So let's see what happens. Opponent starts his turn off by activating the Harpy's Feather Duster. That means we are forced to go into our Butler before he wipes our back row. Now, as I'm telling you guys this, if you guys again are playing prank kids and you guys are activating Pandemonium on the first thing your opponent does, stop. Don't do that. That is an extremely bad play to do. You want to use your Pandemonium to go into your Butler after your opponent puts something on the field that you know you have to pop, or you think is enough to pop, which will make your opponent's turn completely go away or stop their combo completely. Before that, do not activate Pandemonium. If you're forced to activate Pandemonium, yes, go into it, because again, if you put your Butler on the field and your opponent has something on the field, again, before you even use your Butler pop, they can use Dark Ruler no more. If they have no cards in the field, they could use Imperm. They could, obviously, Forbidden Droplet can be used at any time, but they could have a bunch of other negates to take away from your Butler completely. So your Butler would become a useless card on the field. It would be sitting there with 3k defense, and that's it. You will not be able to get the pop if your opponent negates it if you put it on the field early. You want to chain your Pandemonium to something after your opponent puts something on the field that you think is poppable, or you think a pop of that will lead to your opponent just scooping or them not being able to do their full combo. That's my biggest advice to you on the Pandemonium play. So in this scenario, I'm forced to go into my Butler, so I do it. We get our graveyard activations. We're going to be putting 2 copies of Dropsies on the field. As you guys know, I love to go into my Totally Awesome on my turn. So Pandemonium, you get graveyard activations. You put your copy of 2 dropsies in the field, and if your opponent does not kill one through battle, bounce it, or banish it, it's a guaranteed totally awesome on the field on your next turn, so a guaranteed Omni Negate on the field. This dude had a Call by the Grave in his hand. He could have Call by the Grave my Bow Wow Bark and prevented me from doing this combo altogether. He decided not to do that. He decided to first Harpy's Duster me, force me to go into my Butler after my Bow Wow Bark activation during draw phase went through, and if he had done the Call by the Grave on draw phase on Bow Wow, all of this would not have been possible. Now granted, you guys might be thinking, this guy might be playing around a crossout, but again, crossout being at 1, the chances of your opponent drawing into it are extremely low, 1 in 40 minimum, and Call by the Grave being an extremely crucial card against prank kids on the Bow Wow, stops their Butler combo coming completely, is I believe extremely worth it to use even if your opponent flips over a crossout designator, because then you don't have to worry about the crossout negating anything else from your side, right? So extremely bad play on the opponent's part, this Call by the Grave. He Call by the Graves my Meowmoo in the graveyard. So there it is, Call by the Grave on the Meowmoo, so we only have 1 Butler Pop. But sometimes 1 Butler Pop is all you need to make your opponent scoop the game. So as you guys see right here, we have 2 copies of Dropsies. Now this lets me know my opponent is playing a Shaddoll, some Shaddoll version. I did say it's Invoked Shaddoll, but it could have been anything at that point. He activates the El Shaddoll Fusion. El Shaddoll Fusion activation, I immediately proceed to activate my Maxi in response to that. You cannot, I believe, Ash Blossom this card, so that's okay. He goes into the Apocalone, and the card he uses to go into Apocalone from his hands are the Squamata and the Aerial. Aerial states that you could target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard, or any graveyard to be honest. So it says you can target up to 3 cards in the graveyard, banish them. So again, could be anywhere. He activates the Aerial as Chainlink 1 and Chainlink 2's the Squamata. Now in this scenario, he needs the effect of the Squamata more than I believe he needs the effect of the banishment from the Aerial. So if I was in this guy's position, and if you guys play Shaddoll, do let me know in the comment section below how you would chainlink your activations. I would have chainlink 1 the Squamata, because the Squamata could send any card to the graveyard or any Shaddoll card to the graveyard, and he could have sent, I believe, a Hedgehog. He could even send a Schism. He could have done a bunch of things with the card sending to the graveyard instead of having 3 cards banished on my side. So he chainlinks 1 the Apocalone activation, is met on the summon. Chainlink 2 is the Aerial, Chainlink 3 is Squamata. Now since I have Ash Blossom in my hand, I decided I will not allow this guy to send 1 Shaddoll card from the deck to the graveyard, because if he has nothing in his hand at this point, that means his whole combo stops right here, right now. He will not be able to push into my board afterwards, and I still have 1 Butler Pop to pop my opponent's card. Now, if this card is popped, however, any Shaddoll card that gets popped on the field does have a graveyard activation, I believe. So this card reads, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then discard 1 card. I did not want the Apocalone's effect to go through either. So the Ash Blossom on the Squamata, that means he cannot send any card to the graveyard, any Shaddoll card, to the graveyard. The Aerial resolves, he gets 3 banished from me. I don't care about that. We are playing the Nemesis engine, so we want our cards to be banished. As long as our cards go face up banish, that's extremely good for us. Only face down banish is what hurts us. Face up banish, extremely good for us. So I allow that to go through. We don't care about that. Opponent goes into battle phase, he whacks into my Dropsies, kills off my Dropsies. I allow that. We don't care about it. Our Meowmoo is already banished from the effect of, I believe, a Call by the Grave the opponent threw at us, and that means if I draw into any of my Nemesis card, I recycle, go full combo. I still have 2 Prankets cards on the field. That means I still have full combo. I have my Doodle-Doo to Link Climb. We go Doodle-Doo and we could do a bunch of stuff with it. We could go into access code, go for game our next turn itself. And as I told you guys, you do not want to pop this card because this might allow them to combo extend afterwards. So I allow the opponent to kill my card. I'm okay with that. Opponent ends his turn with that. Up next, we draw our card. We draw into Maxi, pretty useless, not gonna matter to be honest. We go into our Doodle Doo, we activate our Dropsies from the graveyard. I chain link to my Doodle Doo because I do want my Doodle Doo's effect to go through. So I'm essentially chain blocking my Doodle Doo with my Fansies from the graveyard in case the card in his hand turns out to be Ash Blossom. Because I don't care about the Fansies effect resolving. Fancy sends a Roxy, specials out the Lampsies, we search for our Prankest place with the Doodle Doo, Dropsies heals for 1k, special out a copy of Roxy's. Then we go into our Nightmare, Nightmare activate, discard a card, we bounce the Apocalone so that card does not go to the graveyard to activate its effect, go into access code, and we are going to go in for the game. So we have 8.3k attack on the field, I whack him with it, and we just outright win the game. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you guys do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily prank and video uploads, and if you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing off for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!